Hey guys. Oh, this is semifinals. Samm versus a kid. Looking like some really even hands here. Kid's gonna be putting down. Never mind, he's not. He does get to be true king. Ooh, Samm is throwing away his assassin. I wonder if it's because the kid's going first. I also wonder, where is... Oh, does nobody have... the king's hand thrown away. Ooh. That's a pretty big deal. Wow, and he threw away the assassin. He doesn't know. I'm surprised Kid is actually playing this hand. Because if you're looking at it, well, if you start, you can always judge and then ask for an assassin. And if they don't have it, you can flip pretty quickly.
All right.
Or if they flip on your judge, you can just inquisit it. But then he could king's hand it, and what does he do? Let's see. He has an Oathbound face down. Princess goes face down for Samm.
Ask for the assassin.
Oh?
I do not have
misses.
the assassin.
So what does he do with this information? I wonder. Because now... So, Kid just inquisited for the assassin. But it was thrown away. King's hand is face down. Yeah, I know. So, how do you feel about these hands?
I'm panicking if I'm Kid.
I am...
I'm panicking because I don't have anything else.
You have nothing. Well,
the only thing you can do is you can pick
Yeah,
out,
trying to figure out,
Inquisitor or
you know, generally how to play this game. Still a mystery to me.
Interesting, though, that he kept the Zealot. I don't know why, though.
Because he feels like he can't flip anyways, so he wants a useless card to trade away with Princess.
Oh, which he put Princess... Samm put Princess face down. Samm, like, hard read what the kid is looking for.
Okay.
On accident.
Makes sense.
I don't know if it was an accident.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't know that the king's hand is gone.
Everything in this game's on accident, Noah.
You're an accident.
Oh, I know.
I think I'll go queen.
Oh, he calls the queen.
I do have the queen.
Oh, man.
All right.
But now the kid's like, well, I can't sentry back that Inquisitor.
No, but he can still technically sentry back a Mystic if it doesn't get used.
Oh, no. What does he do here?
Here?
Like, I feel like Kid is in such a bad position. Now, like, he doesn't know this, but he can, like, flip at any time.
Yeah. Well, with his hand, you don't want to flip regardless. I think he probably plays Judge, guesses, and then if he even gets it right, he probably selects to not put anything down.
So will I.
He's just gonna flip. He's like, well, if he has the assassin, I lose.
It's interesting play, because I feel like with his hand, you want to get value out of that flip, not just flip on an already disgraced card.
One of the things that Kid likes to do is he has this, like, Judge Oathbound combo for, like, the end of the game.
Yeah.
Where he'll either judge and then get it right, and then he'll be able to play his Oathbound. Oh. Is he gonna Mystic?
Yeah, Mystic 8s.
He's Mysticking 8s.
Okay.
He thinks he has 2 8s.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's like...
I feel like if you are the Kid, though, this is readable.
He's suddenly like, oh, wait. He doesn't have a king's hand.
Like, is he actually Mysticking his own king's hand? Is that really the play? Like, what would you want a king's hand, though, in this hand, I guess, right?
Exactly. So
it would be exactly the sentry. That could be a viable play still. Ooh, I don't like that.
I will. Sure, why not? Play 9. Now gone to a value of 3.
Yep.
Interesting here. Samm has nothing he can Oathbound Fool now. So, Samm might actually be in a little bit of trouble.
No, but then he can just trade away the Fool.
That's true. And I guess at this rate,
And then he can use the Oathbound to bait out the other Oathbound. He's still in a great spot.
yeah.
And then right here, this is going to be Oathbound into Judge, into probably... I think he doesn't drop anything if he does that. Because he can respond accordingly with either one of those cards, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a zealot?
I do.
He hits
Would
it.
you like to disgrace anything?
Do you think he just plays his Zealot?
Nah.
Okay. So that's
It's
a 7.
possible. Yeah, no, that's what he does.
And my play.
I think he probably plays Zealot, and the exact right answer from Sam is just to play an Oathbound on it.
I
Exactly.
will play Sid Zealot.
Okay.
Pass it back to you.
Now, if he plays anything else, it's a 1-point victory.
Yeah, because then,
And there it is.
ooh, he calls him on it.
Found.
He's like, I don't want you oathbounding anything.
So now it's literally impossible for Kid to not get 2 points here.
He just play a 7.
You play literally anything but the Fool.
Ooh, that's a 2-point hand.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Damn.
Oh man, I want to see Kid's reaction from seeing the flips.
I thought I was going to get a 1 point after you didn't have Assassin.
Yeah. It was an interesting. You didn't have the king's hand. Obviously, if I had known that, I probably would have kept the assassin. That made that flip pretty good on your part, where you just ended up flipping after I flipped.
Yeah, I was pretty scared.
Especially because the way I played that, I feel like I played that in a way that indicated I had hid the assassin because I quickly went queen flip with the
Yeah.
inquisitor.
I thought I was like, well, I'm dead, so just gonna
Yeah.
flip, and then because that's the best for me. But the soldier oathbound, yeah, it was. Interestingly enough, Mr. King 8's actually worked out for you very well.
Yeah.
Because if I can save this, right, and you Mystic 3s, right, I just play one of my 3s, whatever, one of them stuck in my hand. And when I play high, you're forced to play high too.
Yep.
And then I get to Oathbound Judge and get the 1-pointer.
Yep. That was yeah, and I almost did Mystic 3s because it was like, well, I don't have any of them.
Yeah, and yeah, it's interesting that actually worked out.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah. I mean, maybe I should have oathbounded on the soldier, but no, I think I had to hope.
I mean, it's tough because at the end of the day, I'm gonna give
Yeah.
you the fool anyway, and you're gonna be stuck with it if I have an opportunity. I mean, I guess I had to
King's
make sure
Hand
you got
and
rid of your
Assassin being
oathbound
out of the
first.
game.
What?
I said King's Hand and Assassin being out of
Alright,
the game.
2-pointer.
Two of the most
That's-
impactful
I
And,
can't
and
be.
Kid has no
I
idea.
thought my hand was pretty weak. I
Yeah.
was hoping for the 1-pointer. You got 2 off me, so that seems fair.
Yeah, I definitely feel like mine was just because I had both the assassin and the fool. You don't know what you have to play around. I've got lots of options in terms of what I throw away.
If it makes the kid feel any
All right.
better, I got 3 pointed
Well,
in
on to
both
the next
the
one, I
games I
guess.
played in this tournament.
Well, he can still get 3-point. Ooh, Queen's out.
Queen's out.
Queen out.
All right, how do you feel about these hands?
I think Sam still has the edge. He has both 8s and a 7.
So here we got Princess, Warlord, Soldier, Oathbound, Inquisitor, Elder, Zealot, and Assassin.
I'm so happy that they made the colors line up. It looks like a pretty little rainbow.
It's so funny that you always point out how he like orders his hands.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's a tell.
It is a tell.
For
Because now
everybody
when
out
he
there-
plays Princess from the far right hand side of his hand, you know that that's the highest card.
What if
he
the
has.
next card is Queen?
The joke, Noah, is that it's a 9. Can't get higher than a 9.
I think I'm lost. Anyways, Dot Sam's hand.
Anywho.
Anywho, he's got a full Oathbound combo. He's got a lot of ways to deal with assassin.
Judge face down.
It is a judge face down. I think as
Do you go first or second this kid?
as kid. Hmm.
I'd say you probably go second, but that's just because I love having that card advantage. That sweet, sweet card advantage.
He does have princess, which makes going second even better. The question is, does he keep assassin?
I will let you start.
Okay.
Ooh. He's gonna let Sam start. But again, the big question is, does he play with assassin? He only has one. He only sees one answer to assassin. Oh. He's gonna put it face down. He's gonna put his princess face down. He knows he's safe to flip. So, although that also might give Sam a free fool if he flips at a bad time, or if he's forced to flip at a bad time. Sam has an elder, but Kid also has a warlord, so if he plays the elder, he immediately gets to just warlord back. So Sam still has to deal with a 9. It's very hard to say who's going to win this hand. Sam with 2 8s. Lots of assassin answers. Oh, is he actually going to toss his elder? It's kind of hard. He has a lot of good cards in his hand. He is going to toss the elder. Okay. He's not going to toss the elder. Maybe I'll just wait for Sam to make up his mind before I say what he's going to do. And again, it's the judge face down. We've thrown away one elder. Are we going to throw away a second? Sam's really thinking about throwing away this elder.
Wow.
Which you'll love, because that will mean that both elders are out of the game.
Of course. I mean, elder is the worst card in the game. Elder is by far the worst card in the game, because when it fulfills its purpose, you're scared.
Of the warlord.
Of the warlord, of the zealot, or not the zealot, sorry, the fool.
Yeah.
You're scared of everything.
There's a lot of things, actually, that elder kind of opens you up to.
Yeah. It's like, it's one of those cards where it's like an if I have to card.
It helps in a pinch, though. When you have neither,
Yes.
like in this case,
When you have to, it's great.
In this case, it's easier because Queen is face up, so he's more willing to throw away the elder. It'd be interesting if it was the other way around. If Judge was face up and Queen was face down. I wonder if he would have held onto the elder.
You technically have a response to both.
Well, because if he
Okay.
warlords,
Open soldier.
Interesting. All right. What are you gonna?
ooh,
That
he's gonna
is
open
the
with a soldier.
$400 question.
It is a $400 tournament.
Let's see.
Why did I put it the wrong way?
I don't know. It's an upside down soldier.
I'm gonna ask if you have the judge.
I do
Oh,
not.
he misses
Okay.
the judge. It's kind of big. So now he's gonna get to play his soldier. He's also
I
gonna play it
will.
upside down.
Play my own soldier.
Maybe it's because he's hosting the game from New Zealand.
I will ask.
This should work.
I'm gonna do both of these things for Simbu.
Do you have an oathbound?
You gonna
Mm.
disgrace anything?
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I
That's
do
why.
have the Oathbound, yes.
So I will not disgrace any.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Mystic.
Okay. As a 7.
He's gonna just play
Yep.
just a straight mystic. That's one of the assassin answers gone.
I mean, it is really easy to feel super comfortable when you have a king's hand in your hand, though.
Yeah.
And the one thing I would be really worried about this right now is the fact that you can be oathbound into an inquisitor to pull out that king's hand.
Yeah, but now he can oathbound fool the mystic back. So he's still in pretty good shape. His hand is still looking pretty good. But we still have this princess that he has to deal with, and so I'm not sure if he wants to just flippantly use his oathbound like that. The question is, you're probably not King's Landing here. So do you oathbound fool or do you flip here as Sam?
I think you flip. Because when you flip, you maintain more options, and you can also just get assassin out of the way right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because right, if he's to play oathbound inquisitor or oathbound fool, let's say, so he gets 1 card back. So now he's only got 3 cards.
Right.
Yes, he still has his king flip, but there's pluses, there's upsides and downsides to both of them, right? Because you don't want your oathbound to get inquisited, but you also want to have as many answers available to you as possible. And the longer you push back that flip, the less likely that you're going to have King's Hand as an answer to Assassin.
I just wonder, how will he end up dealing with Princess?
I'll flip my king.
Ooh, he does flip. Yep, there it is.
There it is.
We all knew it was gonna happen.
Yep.
So what do you inquisit now?
You inquisit the Oathbound.
Ooh, that could be good.
Now,
Actually,
here's the thing. You inquisit the Oathbound, but he can always get it back.
Yeah.
There's no way for you to disgrace it. He can still sentry it back. The thing is, he's giving up his own Inquisitor for it. He's probably going to hold on to the Fool if he's got an Oathbound.
He just has no way to deal with Fool right now. To get to his Princess. See, like, if he had Princess in his hand
instead of the
Zealot, he could definitely he could
inquisitor
Oathbound and win
the game on the spot.
Yeah. But unfortunately, because he doesn't know what Sam was gonna roll with at the start, he's like, I want to protect my princess.
For your Oathbound?
All right, it's a good ask. He's gonna play his Oathbound.
Then I'll play my Oathbound.
Which is gonna force Sam to play his Sentry. Which will get flipped on.
Gonna play the Sentry, use its ability.
Interesting. I actually don't like this play. He so Sam used his Sentry, which disgraces it, but that means that the Zealot is going to be able to be played.
Swapping a Inquisitor for a Oathbound?
Oathbound, yep.
Oh. Well, this is...
But now,
he's running it down.
Sam is going to have 1 card left over.
Yeah, regardless.
Oh, no, he's not.
No, he will.
Oh, he doesn't need to use the Fool's ability, actually. He can just play it.
The play where you don't use the Fool. Oh my god.
Too bad there's no Elder on the field.
I was going to say, yeah. If only they didn't
So-
disgrace or throw away both the elders.
Oh, what a
Your
wild
last
game.
card is one of 2 cards.
So he's got to try and figure out, does he have Elder or does he have Fool?
If it's that,
I think Kid is trying to work out whether he flips right now and trades.
then okay, no.
Either
So,
way,
I feel like
I
Kid ends up
always-
with a 1-point win.
probably. Well, if Sam realizes that you don't need to pick up.
I always flip, yeah.
If
Okay.
if he realizes that, I'm sure he will.
So he
though.
flips. Okay.
Yeah, he does flip.
Interesting. I don't. I mean, obviously, I see both hands, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I think you always flip there. All
So,
right.
Dot Sam. Well, now Dot Sam has to fool. So what does he fool?
He fools an Inquisitor, and then,
So maybe
Trying to think if there's a.
actually does this act?
No,
Clever
this
move here,
actually
but I don't think there
results,
is.
Wrong. See, I throw even when I'm not playing the game.
Even when I have all the information.
Yeah, even when I have literally all the
It
information. Because
didn't
now
help
what
that
happens?
I just led you to that.
Well, now what happens, right? So he fools.
Yeah.
He picks up anything,
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point because.
and then and then a Zealot gets played, breaking up the Oathbound combo.
See, if he had a judge here, he'd be able to play Kid's old judge Oathbound combo and actually get a point. But it's not in the game, so he can't.
No, he wouldn't get a point.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well just take the highest card you can get.
Yeah. Checks out.
There it is.
Really well played
You
by
have
you.
what I was afraid you had.
I wonder why he was afraid of Zealot. Oh, because it was such a low card.
Yep.
Ooh.
Dang.
Oh, I am very happy with the 2-pointer there.
Yeah, I think I should have been able to get you to 1 on that one at the very least.
I was
I just thought you had different cards.
yeah, this was pretty big
Like,
for me.
Yeah, like what I didn't want is for me to miss the soldier and you to play the judge, so I guess the judge. And then you didn't have the judge at all. And that made it like I also put my sentry face down. Because I thought I would be able to come out on top and you would have to flip. But then I missed the soldier, so I didn't have a 7 to play on your 7, and you didn't have to flip. It just kind of went the wrong way from there.
I think I was unsure whether to start or go second here.
Mhm.
It was a difficult choice. I think it was the right call to.
To go second. Yeah, no, the whole hand I felt like I didn't want to Oathbound Fool because I knew you had the princess most likely. And as soon as I did that, I was going to be in a spot where you could just swap me. So I wanted to end up with more cards than you, but I went first. So it was tricky.
And you did end up with more cards than me,
Yeah.
but
But only
not-
because I didn't Oathbound Fool the card I wanted to Oathbound Fool.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
there's because I wanted to just Oathbound on the Warlord at that point and pick up the Mystic again, but I couldn't. So
It's also kind of
because
a
I needed
sticky
the
hand, actually,
Oathbound
where
for the princess still, because I had tossed the Elder and I had fewer cards than you in general. So
in retrospect,
if I did that,
perhaps
good game.
his problem could have been solved by going second, so he has
Yeah.
that extra like half card.
GG.
But
Next hand.
it's interesting because that's where kind of the.
Oh.
Wait a minute! Oh my god!
Oh man.
He doesn't have the assassin though.
He doesn't have assassin.
So he's stuck with an elder, is what that means.
Well,
And look, I mean,
Does
look at
he-
Kid's hand. Kid's hand is much more terrifying here, actually. He's got 8, 7.
here's what it's going to come down to. Does Kid realize that he needs to Well, so Kid needs to kind of take a gamble here.
Hmm.
Where does he put his Oathbound? Oh. Wait. Dot Sam. I don't know if Dot Sam realizes how much power he has. So Dot Sam has both royalty, both elders, and one Oathbound.
Yes. So the only
He's also true king, and he also has an Inquisitor.
so you can choose to go second, right? And then what you do is you play a royalty. You get him to flip on it because he probably puts his Oathbound face down. Since he has to flip on the
think,
royalty, you then Inquisit the Oathbound and play the next royalty.
I'll let you go first.
I'm starting.
But then he has the king's hand to mess with that. That's
Okay.
the thing.
Yeah, so if he can Oathbound Inquisit, the second he Oathbound Inquisits the kid's Oathbound, he loses. If he has both royalties still in his hand.
So you're saying, okay.
So if I were Dot Sam, I would go first. I would toss an elder. I'd put an elder face down. And then I would play soldier first and ask if he has Oathbound. Right. So now there's a 5 on the field. At least you know where Oathbound is, or where at least if it's in his hand or not. He is gonna put the Oathbound away.
Yeah, that's the only play because the last thing you want is to be Inquisited turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of wrecks your entire hand, and the only way it's even salvageable is with King's Hand. I think we're actually kind of looking at this the wrong way, though. I think the only way that Dot Sam can even imagine getting away with a win here is managing to play defensively enough that he can get around the assassin.
Yep.
Yeah, getting around the assassin's gonna be rough.
Yeah, especially with just the Inquis. Because when you're trying to play that strategy of like, okay, let's go,
I'm going to ask, do you have a soldier?
I do.
It's a good ask.
Yeah, no, it's a good ask. Making sure that he can't play his own
That
soldier.
is
the
a
only other
7.
thing that could be played on the 5.
I don't know if we actually looked at what this card was. Oh,
Yeah.
it's full. Okay.
Gotta look for those cool cards, Noah. Those cool cards.
Cool cards.
Speaking of which, look at how hot the colors are.
It's like a desert over there, dude. I feel like I need to drink water just looking at
I feel like I'm in Central California.
it.
Oathbound.
Ooh, he's gonna Oathbound?
Inquisitor.
Inquisit? What is he gonna ask for, though?
Do you have the assassin?
Oh.
So there you go. So he's playing more defensively this hand.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real tough, though.
Okay.
No,
So,
I'm good.
as Dot Sam,
Soldier. Do you have the King's Hand?
oh, yeah,
I do.
doesn't matter too much, but he does hit it.
Well, he can do. I mean, from Dot Sam's perspective, right? You're looking at, okay, well, he might have Fool.
Yeah, but he also has. Well, actually, he can't mystic anything of Dot Sam's that he cares about. So I guess he could flip over whatever he wants.
Yeah. Wow, you're gonna hit 3s. Oh my god, not my elders.
Actually, you might even want to flip the.
Gonna flip
Assassin.
on that. Mm,
Or
That's kind of.
maybe not.
Maybe he hits. Maybe he hits 3s. And then you give him a 3, a dead 3 with your princess.
But it can be.
It can be King's Handed though, which is probably what he's going to
Queen.
hold on to it for.
This is interesting. So he's forcing the flip out, which means that he can then get the elder. Right?
Flip on the
He can
coin?
Get the elder out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously, Kid, even if he had the princess, would probably flip on the queen there just to play around the possibility of a fool.
Mm-hmm. Eldering here is definitely the good play.
Yeah, 100%. Because that Zeal can be played on anything. At this point, there's no way for Kid to box. No, he can still Mystic 3s, but even if he Mystics 3s, then there's literally the only
Flip
thing
as
that
well.
Kid can do at this point is to get a
Oh,
1
he's
point.
going to flip.
That's a mistake. Because now he's got this 3 stuck in his hand. Because the way that it was going to work before is he plays the Elder, He
Yeah.
can flip on anything that he can't play, which
But he
is
just
literally
flips
his
on
entire
anything.
hand. So he plays Elder, flips on the next card, then he has Zealot and Princess in his hand. Even if 3s get Mysticked, he can still play that 3 because the Mystic has to be disgraced.
I wonder if Samm. I wonder if he's playing around anything right now.
That might be a playing around Fool kind of play, but at this point, it feels like you're so far behind that I think you probably gone for a 1-point loss instead of trying to win.
It is a lot easier when you know Fool's just out of the game and you're like,
Well,
don't even have to.
let's replace. Let's say we replace the Mystic.
Yeah.
Replace the Mystic with the Fool. This still does not look good for him. He plays like a Sentry. Cool. He
Yeah.
plays a Sentry. You have to play your Royalty now because you don't have your flip. They then Oathbound Fools back the Sentry.
8.
Plays Nate. We're gonna play a Zealot
He's
here.
forced to play a Zealot.
Plays it upside down. Now what happens if he Mystics Fools here?
No, there's no chance he does. Because Sam had already played his Oathbound earlier in the game.
Just a 7?
Yep.
Okay.
So he knows where both Oathbounds are. He knows the Fool's not accessible.
I wonder if Sam remembers. Because I know I forget this. Sometimes I forget that King's Hand can. You can King's Hand
Just
that
a 9.
Princess trade. Oh, just a 9.
Not using its ability.
Remembers.
Nope.
And there's the 2-point hand for the kid.
The kid's gonna get away with
Yep.
a 2-point hand. Ugh.
Womp womp.
Tragic.
Womp womp indeed.
Whew.
Womp womp indeed.
That was a very uneven hand.
Yeah, it was. I felt like, despite having both royalty, I just didn't have any high cards, especially when you had the soldier and you turned that into a 7. I had 2 high cards to deal with 5 high cards.
I
was really worried about the fool too, but once you kept the assassin, I was less worried about the fool.
I was terrified of you killing this Oathbound.
Yeah.
But I thought because you have to play around assassin,
Mm-hmm.
like,
With only one answer to it, even.
Then this is probably safe to keep.
Yeah, and I almost went first. I figured you probably wouldn't keep the assassin if I went first. But I thought I might be able to pull off the Inquisitor for the assassin going second, and I did, but it cost me card advantage. So that was problematic.
So from Sam's perspective,
Interesting hand.
I think he certainly started the
Good
game
for
off
you.
correctly. He decided to play more defensively than trying to just hope that Oathbound was the face down card or something like that. But he did just have that small little blunder at the very end.
I probably would have gotten 3-pointed.
I
would have totally gone for it.
I would have mulliganed.
As Kid or Sam?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Kid's hand is looking a little
skimpy.
I mean, it's a straight shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's cool.
Unfortunately, this is not poker.
He does have a run of King's Hand.
Yes.
See, what is the face down? Sentry. It's a
Sentry.
big 8.
A large 8, yes.
Double
Elder again.
Why does
double
Sam
loyalty.
keep ending up with all the elders?
This is the thing. This is very interesting. He's in the. This is a much better hand for him, but he has the same win con that we were originally talking about. So he knows where one of the Oathbounds are. He knows that he has both of the elders. The only thing that he has to worry about getting out is really that Oathbound.
Yeah.
The problem is, again, the kid has King's Hand.
He has King's Hand. He has Assassin.
There's no response really to Assassin outside of this Inquisitor again.
Is it weird that neither of these hands feel like a good hand? It's like a.
It's felt like that a lot more for me recently, though. Like, not even kidding. It's a very interesting dilemma where both players are like, do I mulligan? Like, how do both players want to mulligan?
I think 2 out of 3 hands in my last game, my opponent mulliganed, and I was like, "What?" And then it turned out that Princess was the face down burn both times, and she was just like, "Are you kidding me? Really?"
I know her pain. I know her pain.
Yeah, well, you just tend to inquisite the face down burn.
For the audience, just so you guys know,
I love it.
I probably had a month-long streak where I exclusively inquisited the anonymous burn card. It was great. I loved it.
It tickles me every time.
Okay, so Samm is True King here. So what do you think? I think you need to go second.
I think I just go second. Cause like, who cares if I go first? Then like, who cares? I think I have enough in the tank to keep going further. The question is, what do you do with this second Elder? How do you deal with Assassin, and how do you deal with the Elder in your hand when King's Hand exists?
Well, yeah, the real kicker is that last time he at least had the Oathbound to get the Inquisitor out without being able to be King's-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Here, he might be able to just straight up high card him though.
Do you think?
Yeah, you put one Elder face. You discard one Elder and you put the other one face down.
So
You never flip.
you never flip. How many answers to high cards does Kid have? He has King flip, 1.
I think I'll go first this time.
You're starting.
Yes. Every time
Okay.
you say that, it makes me feel like you ask it as a question, and it just makes me feel like you're surprised at my choice.
No. I always just like to double check and
Yeah.
give people a chance to change their mind and also
Yeah.
solidify it in mine. Okay, so
Was really the Elder, and LG play. Yeah, I think he puts the other Elder face down here 100% of the time.
You just never use it, and you're not going to be able to
and
Princess.
you just don't flip. I think that's the goal here. By not flipping, you are taking out 2 different cards. Right? You're taking out both the Fool and the Assassin. Yes, he has the Oathbound potentially to activate the Assassin, but
He puts Oathbound face down.
yes,
Which is a good play, but
so here's what I think the line is. I think the line is something like,
okay.
you go second,
You ready?
let him play a card, you play a royalty on it. Or you do that.
Yeah.
I don't like this because he can flip on this now.
yeah. Again, just doing our percent, Boo. Looking out for you, bud.
You have an Oathbound.
He asked for the Oathbound.
I do not.
Okay.
So now he knows that as soon as he flips, he's like,
gonna have an Oathbound.
I'm gonna ask for that Oathbound, buddy.
So it's decent. It's not bad. It's a nice little piece of information. I personally think I would have expected Oathbound to be face down regardless.
I don't know if I would have thought of it.
Really?
I don't know.
I will ask, do you have a soldier?
Just to confirm that he can't play the other soldier on it.
Yep.
Can I flip any cards?
No.
He never
I
answered.
think I don't. He's probably saying yeah, and it's just he's just
Not
too
cutting
quiet.
out.
It's just cutting out.
That's fine. Okay, so not flipping any cards. That forces out 7, which is the response of a 7 most likely here.
Warlord.
Or he flips on it.
If he flips on it, I think he's not
No,
allowed
he
to
can't
flip.
flip on it. Well, he could. He went second, and he can Oathbound Fool the Oathbound back.
This is true. Also, okay, so this happens now. So now you play a royalty. He's forced to flip.
Which royalty do you play?
It's close. Probably. I'm thinking you'd like to hold queen in case you somehow get to a game state where you actually do need to flip.
Mm-hmm.
That was
So
the
you could
mystic
play
you played,
that.
right?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
well, no, but he's gonna have to flip right now.
Yeah. So he has to flip.
I will flip on this queen.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay.
So then here he inquisits to pull out actually the king's hand.
So you inquisit for King's Hand.
Well, you inquisit
Or, well,
for
you inquisit.
Oathbound.
Do you have an Oathbound?
King's Hand it.
King's hand that.
Okay.
So now you play a soldier and you don't guess.
Well, he has Zealot.
True.
So, do you trade away your princess here? No, because then he just gives you a fool. Or not trade away your princess. Trade away your soldier.
Play the soldier. Do you have the assassin?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a decent guess though. So that's a 7 now.
So that's a
you still
7.
have Zealot play
Yep.
on it.
Yeah. I feel like in Sam's position, he needs to think like, well, if he has the assassin, I've lost. So I should probably. I think I would flip here.
Just to have the option to trade.
GG.
Not even to have the option to trade.
Yeah.
Trade, but because like
I think you knew you were gonna win that one when you had the King's Hand for the Oathbound. As soon
This
as I
goes
was
back to
asking
the-
for the Oathbound, I felt like I was pretty sure I knew how the rest of this was gonna go.
Yeah. As long as my Earthbound was safe, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm safe versus your
As soon-
royalty.
yeah. As soon as
Um,
I realized you were gonna protect the you had protected the Oathbound, I figured you had kept the assassin. And at that point I could use the Inquisitor on the assassin, but I still lose because you've got, well, you had less 8s than I thought you had.
Interestingly, I
that's
think
true. He was thinking that he had 2 8s.
I think I should have saved the Inquisitor for the I mean, I had to.
You should have once we're in this position, right, and you're playing soldier.
Yeah.
And you've got, Princess Soldier in hand, Eldar under. I think your best play is to miss on the soldier.
But it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
And if I don't
Yeah.
have Zealot,
But he's right. If he doesn't have Zealot, if he has
You
the
know.
8 instead.
Oh yeah, I
it's
can
like-
see that.
if I did something like it's an option,
Well, the 8 can be.
because I mean, otherwise, if I have
guess.
Zealot, if I have Sentry,
I feel like I play a lot
You're
better
dead
than I
anyway.
spectate.
Yeah.
you're going to be stuck
I
with
play
this
way
in
better
hand.
than
So
spectating.
it doesn't. You trying to flip.
When I look at
doesn't
everything,
matter
I'm
that
like,
much.
oh yeah, just do
Yeah,
that. Yeah, just do
I was
that.
I
don't
mean, if
think
you had
at all.
had the other 8 face down, I would have won for 3. Which is kind of
Yeah.
what I was hoping for. But it's
Um,
that was a long shot in a different way.
But yeah, because if you let this, even without the Zealot, if you let this go to 7, then I can just full get back this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah.
But that's
The one problem that I have with this is Kid is saying
a pretty tough thing to
Wizard
see
over the
when
I
you're
don't think that's realistic.
sitting on the opposite side of the
Eh.
table from me.
Yeah.
All right. 2-6.
Like, how often
I
are you
believe.
choosing your
Yeah.
Inquisitor over
I
Zealot?
bet Simba would choose Inquisitor over Zealot.
Simba uses Elf.
Sentry
We
art
don't talk
is
about him.
interesting.
He is the creator of the game, but no.
So it's, I believe, 6-2 in favor of Kid.
This still
But we
has
still
to
have
come back to
mulligans.
his
We have a
game.
lot of mulligans
We have
left.
a lot.
I think one of them should mulligan right now.
I'm
I'm gonna let you guys figure out which one. Just
Dude,
when you look at this
nothing-
hand
Nothing tickles my fancy quite like seeing a hand of all blue and green.
versus this hand. Oh my God, he doesn't even realize he has a god hand.
You can win it too.
He
Yeah,
can
actually
literally
do it.
win, and
Oh my god.
it'll be. I mean, surely, like even without knowing that,
No, Kid.
I mean,
I
he's-
mulligan.
he's ready to mulligan.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably smart.
That's probably smart indeed.
Probably, maybe.
Oh, that might have been even easier than I was expecting. Yeah. I was gonna try and play that one for 3. I think that would have gone very well.
Yeah, I would
He
agree.
definitely would have got
2 cards,
Yeah.
that's all you need.
I'm tired of getting both elders though. Let me tell you, both
Aw,
elders
man,
and
I know
both
how
royalties.
feels.
It hurts.
It does, especially when
I
you're holding
dislike that
2
hand.
very bright orange cards.
Yeah, pretty easy mulligan for me. I was going through my hand. I'm like, okay, my hand's pretty weak, but I've got the full. I've got Zealot. You know,
Yeah,
Sentry
no
can pick
Oathbound.
something up.
That's
Maybe
No,
I.
it is.
And then I was like, wait
I
a
mean-
minute.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That is kind of big though now.
Right.
I mean, so he's got one more free mulligan.
Yeah, but that's the tourney mulligan. I
Wow.
don't think.
All right. Again, I think one of these players are gonna mulligan.
Hmm.
I just have a hunch, you know. Gut feeling. So
Interesting. Sam orders his hand into pairs. Wait, go back a second. Oh no, he ordered
well,
it in order
I mean,
as well.
he does, but it's also in number order.
Well, originally it looked like he was just doing pairs.
And then assassin is out. It looks like they just swapped hands from.
Honestly, part of me wants to look at this and be like, is it possible to get this down to 1 point? Which obviously he would still lose, so you'd always mulligan.
Remember how we were just saying how it seems like both hands are uncomfortable to play?
Yeah, now this time it's like, yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna mulligan this one. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, he's gonna mulligan. All right,
Okay.
so
I think in a
2 mulligans down.
in a non-tournament situation, this would be a fun one to play. But
Yeah, I mean, 3-3-3-3-4-4 is looking a little
I gotta
lacking.
I gotta be hitting these basically perfectly if I want to have even a shot at winning this one, and that's still pushing it. I think without thinking it through too much. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got to toss Elder.
Yep.
Unless you want to princess swap one with me, but that doesn't. I mean, that does a little bit for you because it activates Warlord. Maybe you can. I don't have Zealot, so maybe Warlord can beat me if if I
Yeah.
if I'm not safe
You're not
around
careful
it.
with the
I
oath.
push.
Yeah.
If I push like just Oathbound as a 6 because I've got all these high cards, and
Yeah.
I'm, you know, maybe you can give me with the Warlord, but yeah, that's a.
In
Yeah,
a
this would
6-2
be very interesting to
situation,
play.
I don't want to lose without using my mulligans.
Yeah. That's fair. 1 mulligan.
I much
for
prefer it when I
sure.
get the bad hands early in the match.
Elder out, so you can't have double royalty.
I can't. I
Elder.
can't.
You're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Cooler hand, but he's got a king's hand and an assassin.
Yeah.
That
sounds
and
Oathbound though.
and he has 2 inquisitors.
He's tossing one
means-
of those almost.
Yeah,
For sure.
but the point is that he has 3 of the 4 assassin answers.
This is true.
Meanwhile, Sam only has 1.
But he has the exact thing that he needs, right? He can Oathbound it.
He can oathbound it, and he can start with a soldier, considering he's true king. I definitely start here as Sam.
What
I'm
do you
just
put
gonna
down?
quickly go to the loo.
I think
while
I-
you
What
decide
do
who
I
starts.
like? Discard
Okay.
No, I mean like as your successor.
as my successor?
I think it's always queen.
Always queen.
Yeah. I really like to put down the queen as my successor when I have the fool in my hand. And I know that I can be inquisitive. Because it really hurts. Yes, he
Well,
does have double
here's-
Oathbound.
Here's the thing. He can't play his inquisitors until you flip, unless you play unless you manage to play a fool or elder. All of your cards are 5 or higher.
This is true.
Um,
And you have double, since you have double Oathbound.
this is one of the things that I'll typically look at, like when I have like one of the first things I look at in my hand is like, all right, what are all my base values, and then what does that leave them with? And looking at Sam's hand, he has an 8, he has a 7, he has an 8, 7, and 9, and then he has a 5, which if he chooses to play first can be a 7.
Now the real question is, when you play this 5, do you actually hunt for assassin with it, or do you just say, I'm just gonna try to make sure you can't play a 5?
I think you just make sure that the opponent can't play a 5.
Right, I'm back.
Cool.
Because you don't want him getting a judge soldier on you or a judge inquisitor on you,
Yeah.
and then pulling your.
What are the odds that the kid puts the assassin down as a successor, though? I think it's actually quite low because he's got both inquis.
It's pretty low, I think. I think he tosses one inquisitor, and then probably successors, maybe his judge.
Feels like a kid play. Ever since that one time that you did that to him, I think you probably spawned the kid liking to do
the
judge
one
the
where
game.
I judged out the assassin at the end of the game.
Yeah, where at the very end of the game he had like a royalty and a 7 and you won.
That was hilarious.
I think I'm gonna let you go first.
That's
what?
fascinating.
Uh-oh.
I would love to see what he sees.
I wonder what he's gonna do with it.
Also,
So I'm thinking his plan is probably he's gonna judge he's gonna probably judge Inquisitor, probably pull out his Mystic. The problem, and so he might be thinking like, oh well, I can either Sentry or Fool it back. But if Kid flips on it, he's kind of screwed. But he could also, I guess, fool back the Inquisitor, which would get King's Handed. So then he could Sentry back the Inquisitor, trading out maybe one of the Oathbounds, I guess.
I still don't see it though. Like,
I mean, I think it's. What did you just put down? Oh, he put down his royalty.
yeah, he put down.
Oh, and he got rid of his soldier.
That's fascinating.
Zealot's face down.
This is crazy because he's tossing soldier. Now this might be because he's going first, so he feels like, okay, what I can do here, right, is I can lead with an Inquisitor, and then when he flips, I can play another Inquisitor off the judge, right? That's probably what the play is here.
Well, he's not gonna flip. He Samm loses when he flips.
No, I'm talking about the kid. I'm saying the kid throwing away his soldier.
Oh, I see. He's thinking about it.
So, because I mean, especially like throwing away a soldier is a very odd thing to do when you're playing against both Sentry and Fool.
Yeah, I agree. He's gonna toss the other. Shocking. He's probably tired of those. Well, what do you put face down? I'd say one of the Oathbounds.
I think if you're going first, now you have to. There's no point in putting an Oathbound face down. Period. The end. What are you worried about getting Inquisited? You have 2. I think you put face down the Queen. Because here
I'm going to start by asking for Mystic.
I have the Mystic.
Right. So he pulls the Mystic.
So
And Sam's like, yep, I knew that was coming.
And then he flips.
So now he's gonna flip. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
So this is actually the shenanigans that you called like 2 minutes ago. With he plays Fool, it gets King's Handed, he then Sentries the the Inquisitor. And this actually makes sense then, if this is what he thought was going to happen.
You'd think I would have planned what I would do afterwards. And I did, but I'm reconsidering now.
That's how I feel, because
I think
this is what I expected to happen. But the fact that you actually did it makes me really scared of it.
They were both like ready for the other person to like go beyond, and then they both played it, and it's like the absolute most standard play possible.
It's the most standard play possible, but it's still a game of chicken. It's like, how much of it do you have?
So what do you play here as the kid?
I think you flip. Period at the end.
You do?
Yeah. Maybe not. Because this is what I was thinking, right? You always want to try to get that safe flip against a Fool. But he also has 2 Oathbounds, so it's like, what are the odds that he's not going to be able to Oathbound Fool something later?
Do you think Samm is not free to flip here? Or, to Sentry here? I don't think.
No.
You need to have an extra threat, because Kid's gonna flip on it. I think you do have to oathbound fool the
mystic back.
The mystic back. And then he's just gonna
Entire sequence goes again.
and then he's gonna inquisitor out
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, but this time he's gonna have to flip.
And then he's gonna
There are
sentry
so many viable
He's gonna
plays
sentry
right now.
the
It's
Inquisitor
worst.
back, trade it out for the
Soldiers.
the soldier, but then it's too late because then he has a king's hand.
Unless he oathbounds.
Well, no, he'd
has to
have to oathbound. So
I
he
knew
has
it.
to use his sentry right now to try and pick up
Yeah.
either the Inquisitor or the Mystic.
Which is really just bait. Which is actually masterful bait too.
Well, I mean, what else do you do though?
No, but like if you think about it, right? Like he's playing an 8 on an 8 effectively. You've gotten King's Hand out of his hand. That's a very powerful play.
I don't think he'll use King's Hand.
What?
I don't think he'll use King's Hand to pull the 8 back, or to stop the sentry ability.
But the point is that. Oh yeah, because Oathbound Fool still leaves you liable to the second Inquisitor. Yeah. But now that cards are going to be flipped, right? Because you Oathbounded. So either way,
I think I'll play
right?
the sentry.
What happens here?
Okay.
Is it just
Use
It's
his
a lot better
ability.
regardless. Because when it gets
Oh,
Inquisitor,
use
What are you targeting?
The mystic.
as he circles the Mystic.
Okay.
So
he's gonna let it go,
he lets it go.
which is the right play in my mind.
I don't think that's wrong. You do that. That's definitely a nice little bit of information.
And now he's gonna inquisit again.
Yeah, but the thing is, here he can inquisit. So he inquisits. You can just
What?
use the Mystic's ability now.
Yeah, but he's gonna King's Hand it.
Yes, but then you can Oathbound Fool something back later.
I will ask for
Actually- Can't.
the
Yeah, so if he asks for Mystic here, you use the ability, it gets King's Handed. Right? Then you play your royalty.
No, you
Mystic.
play your Oathbound,
Oh, because you can wait for him to flip.
because then he has to flip and you can fool back something else.
Ooh, that's a good
So he has to Mystic 2s here, and make him King's Hand it. God,
This is a messy hand.
a crazy hand.
This is why we play Imposter King.
I feel bad for Dot's hand because, like, for how complicated this hand is.
He's playing with $400 on the line.
I'm gonna leave it as a 7.
What?
you're leaving it as a 7.
Okay.
Okay.
The kid is about as shocked as we
Spicy.
are.
Interesting.
All right.
So he's forced to either flip or play the King's Hand.
Yeah, but I don't like this play
I don't
because
either. Because now
it's genius. It's a genius play. It's a genius play.
I need more.
Oh, you're gonna
information.
Flip.
So he's gonna flip on this, right?
Okay.
And so now it's Dot Sam's turn. What does Dot
Are you
Sam
saying
do?
he fools back?
No, he plays Queen.
One of those hands where like I didn't pay
He
enough
plays queen?
attention.
What is What is Kid gonna play?
To
The
what
Princess.
He has
was
to.
being
yeah.
played? Okay.
Is he gonna trade anything away?
You played the
Probably not.
Inquisitor, yeah? Yeah.
Now you Oathbound
that's
fool your
right.
Queen back.
Ha!
So I think the only answer that Kid has here is he has to trade
To judge.
his judge.
Well,
I
or
played the
he can just
Mystic
judge.
twice. Okay.
And so the face down burn is Zealot, so it's not like that's like game
Yeah,
changing.
this has been an
or anything.
interesting hand. I've inquisited Mystic twice. You've
I-
played
and I-
Mystic twice.
Yeah, I think we both know what. Like it's a really good hand. I think we both kind of are seeing where this is going and trying to counteract it.
It's so funny because Dot Sam
Um,
and Kid have the exact royalty they need. It doesn't work for either of them the other way around.
I was
Actually, probably works
surprised
in Kid's
you
favor the other
didn't
way
use
around.
Mystic, but I think I can see why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he actually see it though? Like that's like a 5 or 6 head even play.
Dude, Sam is so smart. I'm telling you. When I played him in the first
You're gonna
split
play the
on the
fool.
second hand, oh, he is gonna
He
fool.
fucked
Okay.
But the
I
thing is
will
here,
use the
right?
ability.
So he used the ability to pick up the warlord because that's what I saw.
Let me think.
Okay.
He's gonna think about.
Well, okay.
King's
Let's
handing.
be honest. You know,
He has to.
only reason I'm thinking is
Absolutely
because
has
I've
to.
got King's hand.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I can tell you your hand at this point, or at least
Do I? I'm pretty sure I get to know what you're targeting.
an Inquisitor. I'll target
Yeah.
an Inquisitor, but I'm not gonna
Okay,
tell
let's-
you which one.
No, that makes
so.
sense.
What?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Alternate arts, with or without
So-
the nails in the club.
So let's say he lets him take it.
Okay. Do I want? Am I okay with this?
Well, then he's opening himself to Oathbound.
I've got that.
Quiz.
I think once he realizes what Sam could possibly have, there's just no reason to not do it. I don't think. So like, if he King's hands this, oh no.
Yeah, like that's the best option by far. Right. Let's say he doesn't King's hand it. He picks up the Inquis. Then he plays what, a judge, I guess.
No,
I let it
because it'll be
through.
Sam's turn.
Okay.
So Sam will have to play.
Weirdly,
Oh,
I
he
think
lets it
that
go
was the
through.
right move.
He's letting it go through.
Clearly
So
you
let's
do
go through.
too,
So
but-
now, what does the
So
kid play here? He
yeah,
plays
so
the
I want to
judge.
know what the kid's playing here.
He plays the judge.
Here we are.
Here's the problem. He plays the judge. A royalty gets played. A royalty gets played. But he can force a trade, actually.
I'm going to ask.
God, what happens if he? This game, this too many moving parts for me right now.
You have
I'll spoil it for you.
Queen.
Do.
He's asking for queen. He's probably gonna.
Okay.
Put
I will
King's hand
choose
as
You
not
don't
to
put anything.
put anything
No?
into my
No, you don't put
entertainment.
anything. So here,
I'm
the kid
so
has
lost.
to play
I will play
the Oathbound or the Queen.
the queen.
Oh,
He
yes,
plays
he
queen.
plays queen.
So now it gets responded to by princess, and you don't swap, obviously.
Sure, but now he can inquisit the assassin.
Okay, so he inquisits the assassin, then what happens? He
So
has to flip on it.
princess gets played here.
Princess gets played. It gets Oathbound and Inquisit bound.
Oh,
assassin.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Interesting. Interesting. I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Uh-oh.
What's he saying now?
Really worried
worried
when you
about-
pulled out the judge. I thought that was it. It might still be it. Not actually sure at this
Yeah,
point.
I don't think it's possible for him to win at this point.
Can you imagine if he had Zealot?
What's this face down card?
It's the it's
Now if I
nothing.
do
Yeah, the
that,
Oathbound.
you get to do.
That was
But he
Elder!
thinks,
It
but
was-
he thinks he
Yeah.
has a Zealot.
And then it's probably
So
don't think
kid
it makes
thinks
a
that
difference.
Sam
Okay.
has a Zealot.
yeah.
If all this came down to a
But if
1-point
I
loss for
give
the
you
kid, I don't
that,
think I would mind, to be honest.
Then
Is he gonna give
you
him the assassin?
No. It's funny because if he does, he has the second Oathbound for it.
have to give me that.
Like, even if he was somehow able to coax out the Oathbound.
So he has to decide if he has two Oathbounds or.
I princess and I swap with you.
Yep.
He's gonna do it.
I think he still wins now.
I think he doesn't.
Right on. All right. You gave me the card that I was kind of expecting you to give me, but now this means I actually have to think about the rest of this. So I gave you an Inquisitor.
This has been a great hand.
This has
I-
been maybe the best game of Imposter Kings I've ever played. Both because I feel like I haven't made any mistakes, and I don't think you've made any mistakes either. I don't know. it's just come down a really interesting way. I think we both laid traps for each other and we didn't fall into them.
I almost, I thought I'd got you at the end there, but then you pulled it back around on me, and I had to weasel my way
Yeah.
out.
And now I have to do the same because this is like, well, now I have that card. And you've got an Inquisitor again. And obviously you have the King's Hand. Unless I've somehow confused myself. No, you still have the King's Hand. Ooh, that was almost bad. Almost went too far there.
For how many cards are in this game, like the amount of variety is nuts.
Well, it's funny because you get the hands like that were much like the past two, right? Where it's like, oh, mulligan, get this out, mulligan, right? And then you get this, and you're like, I don't even know, dude.
So what is
Usually I
Sam
know
playing?
like
He
whether it's
knows
gonna
what's
be
in
a
his hand,
2-pointer
though.
or a 1-pointer or who's gonna win like by the last two cards, or it's like, oh, it's a 50-50, either they've got this or they don't. Here I'm
He
still
cost a soldier.
we're
Yeah.
still in the thick of it.
Which is actually a big deal.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the two cards I know you have and the two cards I'm questioning, and I'm trying to figure out what the right thing to do here is.
If only he didn't have the second Inquisitor in his hand.
Yeah,
Dude.
because
Imagine
let's
if
be
this
honest, we
was a
both know you've
soldier
got
right
Oathbound,
now.
Yeah,
and
an assassin.
now that I gave you my assassin,
So
right,
yeah, I mean,
you can flip.
there are two moves I have here, right? I can Oathbound Assassin or I can flip.
So what happens if you Oathbound Assassin? He can play
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
And I don't think
Right.
it actually
Inquisitor,
matters.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
It does. No, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Because then, so if he plays Oathbound Assassin, he can
Yes.
play Inquisitor,
Yes.
right? Now he has to flip. He has a 6 in his hand, and he has an 8 that he plays. So that's a 2-point win for Kid.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid.
However,
Yeah, I don't think
if
it
he
matters.
flips- oh no, he's
Flips.
feeling rushed.
You
Is he
play
gonna
one of
50-50 the
those
right one?
cards.
I think he's still thinking.
He did it.